Hey, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. I have got to talk to you about energy. Energy is huge, and everything, everything, anything, anyone, just everything you can think of on this planet is energy. Everything starts with energy, and everything continues to carry energy. And so, this is what I'm going to talk about today. How many of you have felt like you are in fight or flight? Give me a one in the comments if you are just in fight or flight mode. Just your adrenals are always racing and you just are always on the go and you don't take time to relax. If you don't, maybe that's not you, and put a two. Maybe you're just so super calm and mellow. So I want to know how your life is. I know I stayed in the fight or flight for so long, and energy is huge. When I'm in fight or flight, I feel overwhelmed. I feel like chaos is going on inside of me. And you guys, chaos, when we feel chaos or when we feel overwhelmed, it is, it does something to our energy. Our energy is, it's always moving, and it's vibrations, our energy vibrates and move. If let me know with a one if you are familiar with energy, or is this, give me a three if it is just total foreign talk. Is energy just foreign to you and you're not really knowing what it is exactly? Well, I it was foreign to me. I had somebody tell me that in the future I would be able to help people with energy. And I looked at that person and I was like, I don't know anything about energy, and you're talking a little crazy. But I'm telling you, over the last several years, I know exactly what energy is. We have energy with us all the time. And I will get into different forms of energy, but not all at once because there's just so much. But the energy that we continue to carry with us is so important. The vibrations and the energy, because if we are feeling unsettled or whatever, it just permeates without us, and it's like everything else around us feels unsettled. So it's so important that we recognize how we're feeling, like overwhelmed, exhausted, maybe chaos is all around. And when we are feeling those, the energies inside of us that isn't so pleasant, energies that aren't, that we're not loving, that makes us feel unsettled, which is this energy. It just, it's at dis-ease. It makes us feel at dis-ease. And if we don't take care of the emotions and the feelings what we have, and we keep suppressing it, and do our numbing activities. Who can give me a one if you're a number to feeling your emotions? I mean, one right here for me, because I used to numb my emotions. How did I numb my emotions? I would numb my emotions through work. I would numb my emotions through just sitting down and losing myself, maybe in a movie, or I would numb myself through, there's lots of different areas, but let's talk about world numbing, because world numbing happens. I'm just flying off the handle and getting angry and not dealing with the situation at hand, ignoring things. The world handles numbing through drugs, alcohol, sex. Those are the top ones where a lot of the world turns to numb. Now, I didn't turn to those, but I would turn to anything that would distract my attention from paying attention to the emotions I felt at hand. So it's super important to know exactly where we're at with our emotions and how are we feeling. If we are feeling like things are off and we're in fight or flight mode, it is so important that we ground ourselves and we come to a place where we can have our energy be settled and calm. And so an important thing that I learned was, because I just, for the longest time, felt like I was in fight or flight mode. I would just, I would, I would, I lost my train of thought, and that happens all the time. I'm sorry. So I don't know what I was saying, but energy is so important on how we are feeling, because it is going to have an effect on our bodies spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. We are in more control than we think with our bodies and how things are going on without us, on the outside without, right? So it's so important to, if you're not loving where you're at in life, give me a 1 if you're not loving where you're at. Maybe give me a 2 if you are just feeling like just right. Or, you know what? 3 if you're like, you know what? It's okay. It's not the greatest. I'm sure it could be better. Give me a 3. This is important to be able to feel in a good spot. And so things that would help me to feel settled and take that dis-ease is to sit down and breathe. Number 1, mindfulness breathing is huge. Take the time to just breathe. In fact, let's take a few deep breaths right now. Close your eyes if you want, and we'll just take a deep breath. Fill up your lungs as much as you can and let it out. Do it 2 more times. Paying attention. Breathe in and pay attention to what you're feeling inside. Maybe it's energies that you don't want to feel. Hold that breath, bring it in and hold it, hold it, hold it. Take in that deep breath, fill up those lungs, hold it. Let it out. Last one, I want you to hold it. Take in the deepest breath and hold it for as long as you can. All these feelings that you're not really loving the feeling of inside your body, pay attention to those particular feelings. And then we are going to release them after we hold it for a few seconds. So more than a few seconds, but we're going to hold it as long as we can. So fill up those lungs with that last breath. Hold, 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 hold. All those feelings that you don't want to feel. Imagine it and bring them to the center of your mind. And hold, 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 hold. And then when you're ready, I want you to release with a big exhale. Most people do not breathe correctly. Most people are not getting enough oxygen into their brains. So it is so important. That is the number 1 thing that you can do to go from fight or flight, mode to I'm feeling relaxed, I'm centered. So getting enough oxygen to that brain, that is so important. So this energy that we all have, we are in more control than we realize. We can control situations. Although we might feel chaos and different things going on that we don't like, what is one thing you want to do to change that situation? Maybe it's I have a household of a lot of people. Maybe it's a cluttered room that is just driving you bonkers. Just take one thing that you can do to bring a little bit of centeredness and a little bit of control back into your life, and pay attention to how you're feeling, your thoughts. Everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy. How you're feeling is energy. So it is so important to pay attention. I'm going to give you a challenge to recognize the energy that you're bringing to the table. We all have energy. And another time I will get into the masculine and feminine energy, because it's fascinating. We all carry energies, and we all have masculine and feminine energy within. And I have been learning more and more about these energies, and it's important it's important to recognize what's showing up when and what we can do to balance things, because we have these energies, but we are to bring these 2 energies, the feminine and the masculine, into a balance, into feeling, having this healthy, great feeling, right? If you're too masculine, there's going to be things, and we'll talk about that later, or too feminine. And it's nice to bring our energies into a balance. So I want you to focus on how you're feeling, the energies behind it, and recognize that you have the control. You have the control in how to deal with it. We are in more control than we think, because thoughts are energy. We can change anything with a thought. So my favorite is Ho'oponopono, and it's all about love, right? I'm sorry, please forgive me. thank you, I love you. Those are 4 important things that we can do to change our energy and to change that chaos or fight or flight. Just take, if you're breathing and you're just thinking those 4 things, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That is so important. So that's my advice, or my challenge to you, is to pay attention to those energies and how it's affecting how you're feeling inside, because it puts a dis-ease when we have that chaos and unsettled, overwhelmed feeling. It's important to bring ourselves back and center our energy. So that's what you can do. Hey, comment in the link below, or in the comments below, if you are interested in changing your energies and changing your life spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I work with Christian moms. I coach Christian moms because I take moms from victim to victor through Christ, because our childhood traumas and everything else that we deal with in life holds us back and keeps us stagnant, keeps us stuck. And it's so important to propel ourselves and move ourselves forward. God bless. Click on that link below, or just ask me questions about my course, because it truly all the things that I teach in this 12-week online course transformed my life, and I'm never done. I still have a ton of work to do. And these are just great tools to propel you into transforming and making that transformation into being full aware of where you're at spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So God bless. Thanks for tuning in. Again, subscribe, like this channel, share it, and you guys have a blessed day. Bye.